The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a wonderful lady who's a film director who studied at Reading University in England, later graduated from Rutgers University, and also lived and worked in New York City, later moving to Los Angeles, directing her own cable TV and web series, and also won numerous awards with one of her films that her dad, Peyce Owens, in, which is called Catchthebus. And there's a brand new film out there she's produced, breaking on a stereotype that all women need a man in their life to satisfy physically, featuring Mia needing to connect but can't handle. It's kind of like, what's happening these days. And the title of the latest release is W.I.L.S.D.M. And what does that stand for? Live, ladies and gentlemen, plus dudes in beautiful downtown Los Angeles, the amazing film director who graduated from Rutgers University, lived and worked in New York City, now in Los Angeles. She was part of Catch the Bus and the new movie W.I.L.S.D.M. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Chloe Owens. Chloe, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike. That's such a lovely intro. I appreciate that.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. And you're a film director. You study at Reading University in England. You later graduated from Rutgers University. You lived and worked in New York City, later moving to Los Angeles, directing your own cable TV series and web series. You won numerous awards with Catch the Bus. We had your dad on the program, and that was an amazing story that he told about catching the bus. And he literally did catch the bus and more. And you have a brand new film out there that's breaking down the stereotype that all women need a man in their life to satisfy physically, featuring Mia needing to connect but can't handle. And the name of the film is W.I.L.S.D.M. And what does that mean? I guess that's your discretion. We want everybody to figure it out. And before getting all that, Chloe, tell us how you first got started.
Yeah. Oh, wow. How I first got started. It's funny. I just rewatched your episode with my dad.
Really?
Yeah. He took it way back on this question. I was like, ooh, do I want to go all the way back?
And he had to catch the bus to do it too. So
I was like, ooh, Dad. So my parents are both actors. They're thespians, right? So I've come from a really creative family. And my uncle was on Broadway. My mom was a theater mom. My grandfather used to perform in Carnegie Hall. That's one side of my family. And then You met my dad. That's my mom's side. And then my dad was he's super talented. His brothers and sisters are super talented. My dad won the NAACP award. He's won a number of awards for my film.
Whoa, congratulations.
Oh, he won that for Dr. King many moons ago. And I know that because it just was something I was surrounded with. And so growing up, I'm an only child. I was kind of back and forth between New Jersey, New York, and Los Angeles. Child of divorce doesn't mean your life's going to change horribly. So by the time I was 6 years old, I was just kind of in both of my parents' world creatively. And I say that because my dad took me to every rehearsal, every audition, every performance. And I got to see it all, like sitting back after every single, like, you know, if you're a kid sitting in a rehearsal with all adults for every performance, you learn, you pick up stuff, you see how a director operates. You're like, oh, I would do that differently. Oh, I would do that differently. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it like got into my head, you know. Family just really pushing that button creatively. And so I started writing pretty early on, and making my own stuff in high school, and got my first VHS camera. I was making these horrible short films, and yeah, I was that girl who was like annoying our like film teacher, who's like super like retro cool, and like just learning how to edit and make all these like films. And you know, at the same time I was doing a lot of other things, you know. In high school I was very, very different creatively person. So, and I say all that because when it came down to it, I started going to Rutgers and I started focusing on like writing. I was actually still considering acting at that time. And so I was taking acting courses. And I think that actually helps me as a director, not only having parents who act, but like, you know, taking those courses in the beginning of my career to understand that process and learning and having so much more respect, I think, than a lot of people naturally do for actors. It's kind of one of my favorite things of being in the creative process is just working with actors, because I know all these emotions are going through you when you are like the process of it. And so one of those things that I've learned through all the films that I've done over the years is casting is really important to me. And the casting process itself is really important, just because I like to use it almost as a workshop to see how I would work with that actor as, you know, as we audition them. How would they work in rehearsal? How do they respond to me? So I say that because being able to take different classes in college really helped me get a fuller understanding. And I also just decided, you know, I am not going to be an actress because I could not take that big step with these auditions. And I would go to like HB Studio in New York, shout out to HB, and take classes out there, and to try and get my feet wet to go and do the auditions. Auditions are so scary. They are so scary. So like now that the fact that I know that, I like to make my auditions like so much more welcoming. And I'm always getting told by every single casting session, casting out how much the actors, even the ones who don't get the roles, appreciate the audition process. So I went on a caveat right there, but that's just, and I think that's because I come from a performing family, right? So anyway, I started writing screenplays. I kind of got into a workshop on scholarship in New York City. Around that time, I was just going to like different, like the New York screenwriters workshop, like a big different group.
Yeah, the big workshops, New York, Los Angeles, and all that.
Yeah, and you know, I was working, hustling, doing multiple jobs, had a day job, had a night job, and started saving first so I could and went to BCAT Television, which is in Brooklyn, and got my producer certification there, and went to Manhattan Neighborhood Network, which is another cable TV show. And you had to just become a producer. So I took all these classes. This is after I graduated, to be a producer on these like cable news shows. And like I basically was doing like field work, interviewing people, and we were really focused on music and culture and in New York City. Surrounded with the electronic community, DJs, parties, festivals. I had like connections all across, so people would like get me into places I wouldn't normally be allowed in with the camera, and could start interviewing all these creative, cool, different people.
Nice.
And so that's something that like entertained me for a while. And I still have a really good partner. Her name's Maria 909 back in Brooklyn. She's always asking me when we're going to come back and she's awesome. And so anyway, from there, I ended up ended up saving money to do and produce my own web series, which is, it's still one of my favorite of my links that I share with people, because it stars a very talented Sarah Cooper. So that kind of led me to LA, which just did a transition to 10 years of working in the industry, working in entertainment, being an assistant for a lot of different people, and finding my way out here as well, and continuing to write and enter contests and to enter workshops, and eventually just continuing to make stuff. So.
Oh my gosh, you've got an impressive resume. I got to say that was very impressive. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career? The one exact moment that was like light bulb.
The one moment that influenced me to do the rest of my career as a writer director?
Yes.
Well, let me think. I guess there's a few moments, but the one that just popped up in my head, I guess, is I was actually with my dad, and he was on stage performing. I think it was at the Children's Music Center. It was this place in LA. It's a really massively big stage, right? And I'm sitting there, and I don't know, I'm like 10 or 11 or something, and watching the director direct, and I was like, I kind of just wanted to hop. I had seen this like 50 times, and I just wanted to hop up there and like say, no, and I wanted to give him my advice, and like, I'm like, what are you talking, and so that maybe was like a very good click of a moment. But I think it's also, it just kind of got naturally shaped over the years. Just, I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker pretty relatively early, by the time I was a teenager, and I just thought I would be acting in it. And then soon after, I was like, I can't do everything. I don't want to be the writer, director, actor. There are those people who have that. I chose not to be that, and I'm glad and once you take that off your plate, it's forever gone. So
that is rather interesting. You seem to be well focused on all that. And speaking of filmmakers, who are some of your favorites growing up?
Well, you get asked this question a lot. It's kind of funny. The first one I would say, and I should probably like separate them because they're also writers. So the people who really influenced me the most as a writer growing up initially, I was like, oh my God, was the Wachowskis, which for The Matrix, right? And
The Matrix, yes, I remember that.
But
Where you try to dodge, or it's like you freeze and everything. Yes, I remember that. I love the first one too, by the way.
It's the first one, right? And the screenplay was just insane. It's like one of the best screenplays you could ever read if you're a screenwriter. I probably read that a dozen times just so it could soak into my brain, and like that's how I taught myself around that time. I would say growing up, Tim Burton was my favorite director. His earlier stuff, I loved everything he did, like starting with Pee-wee's Great Adventure and Edward Scissorhands. There's Nightmare on Elm Street. Although did he direct that or producer? Yeah, I don't know. There's so much he did when I was like younger. Beetlejuice, and I'm actually forgetting my favorite one, but I just found his creative color like just really influential to how I wanted to like create fantasy, and like allow people to escape. I really appreciated kind of the earlier years. Of course, Spielberg, he was a huge I watched the Goonies like a billion times. All the Indiana Jones, like all that stuff really like kind of and then like one of my favorite movies of all time is like Big Trouble in Little China, and just
the Kurt Russell movie. I've seen that about a number of times, especially on free TV and everything. That's still a good movie, Big Trouble in Little China. So
it is one of the best. Yeah, it is something that he just, just one of the best films I feel Kurt Russell was in. Like every single line he says in that is hilarious and dark. Like it's just sarcastic and just how he spits it out. And I loved all the choreography in that film as well. I heard I think a lot of dance choreographers helped do those fight sequences. So yeah, I think they just really killed it in that film. It's just really well done. It stands up to today. And I also really liked the Never Ending Story, which is just one of those classic favorites to me. So there's a lot of 80s films. And I think today I would say, and obviously I was a kid, then and I just kept rewatching it because that's what you did back then. Today I would say more like Matt Reeves, the Batman. I've seen that quite a few times. And then I'm watching a lot of, because the film I'm writing right now, for research purposes, I'm actually watching sports programs, and I'm watching the morning show,
Nice.
which I was never really a huge Jennifer Aniston fan until recently, until I love her in the Adam Sandler movies that she's been doing, the murder mysteries, and then show, she's just phenomenal in it. So I say that because yeah, that's kind of what I'm into right now. I watch a lot of TV and read a lot of scripts. So
and you also created catchthebus as well too with your dad. We'll talk more about that, along with your latest movie W.I.L.S.D.M. And you're still wondering what that's about? We'll find out with the amazing film director Chloe Owens. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews, and Eve 11 enjoys by how its celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, or 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, Odyssey, iTunes, Apple Music, BitChute, Rumble, Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and more. And also follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all the social media devices. Make sure you take us with you on any mobile devices. And for great gift ideas year-round, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7, year-round for family, friends, and loved ones. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. And support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with the amazing film director Chloe Owens from catchthebus, now with a brand new film, W.I.L.S.D.M. Chloe Owens here on the Mike Wagner Show. Before we figure out what does those 6 letters stand for, and we had your dad on with catchthebus and won numerous awards. And once again, give us a quick recap about catchthebus.
Sure. So Catch the Bus is a short film I wrote and directed, and it basically deals with never giving up on your dreams, regardless of how old you are. And the short film has James, who my dad plays, go into what is basically an audition for a sportscaster role, and he's meeting the producer there, and he's already sized up as a no by the producer. This producer just looks and sees this old kind of black man and is like, who is this person? Why is he here? How quick can I get rid of him? And it's a judgment that, it happens all the time. And he is not going to let that judgment take over his audition. So he has 2 takes. The first take is a normal take, a traditional way of doing a sportscaster audition. And the second take, he has to convince her to let him have, and he blows it out of the water. The second take, and it's something very creative style. And with this, I had my dad sing because he's an amazing singer. I wrote this specifically thinking of my dad to play. And what ended up happening with Catch the Bus is we didn't shoot it for the festival circuit. It was one of those moments where I was like, I was trying to make it short, and I could shorter than it is. It's almost 12 minutes long, and I couldn't get it that short. I wanted to make it like 6-7 minutes so I could get passed around, and there was just no way to cut it. So I was going to have it nice and long. And my editor who I'd been working with, was like, Chloe, you should submit this to festivals. And I was like, okay. And we got into Newport Beach, and we got into started getting into these kind of really well-known festivals, particularly around the LA area. And then we started winning stuff. And it was amazing to me because when we started screening, particularly the first time, I was with my dad, I was with his co-star, Krista, who's amazing in this film as well, and her girlfriend. We're all sitting in the back, and we started hearing people crying, and like Krista, Chloe, you made people cry.
Are they Laker fans or Rams fans?
Well, no.
I'm kidding.
In the sportscaster section, I mean, that was probably one of the hardest parts for me, right? Because I'm not huge sports fan, and that's what I'm going through right now. I'm about to sign up for ESPN, which I'm like, just to get that stuff going in my head, twirling in my head and everything. But she said that it reminded me, I was like, wow, people really are inspired by this film. And they came out afterwards and they talked to me and they talked to my dad, and they still do. And they're just like, they want to know what's going to happen. Like what happened to James? What happened to, Marlene, and what's the fuller story? And they just said how inspired they were. And it's like a deeper message of people just not giving up regardless wherever you're at. And it's a message for myself. It's a message for you. It's a message wherever you are in life. You don't know what's around the corner. So don't, how you kind of react to the situation presented to you is your choice, right? And
right.
You have the ability to look at the brighter side of life. And if this opportunity doesn't work out for you, there's another opportunity around the corner. You just have to pick yourself up. You just got to trust it. You got to trust the process. You got to feel it, And so that's what the film's about. And so that's what I'm actually writing right now. I'm writing the feature to this. So it's essentially a proof of concept where we can say, hey, we've done this, film. It did really well. People seem to really enjoy it. It won these awards. And here's the screenplay to it. And so I'm writing the screenplay right now, and I'm writing it as a low budget, but I have big aspirations. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited to get it to the next stage, hopefully, where I'm really connecting with producers who might be interested in helping me make it.
That certainly is interesting. And I was thinking about the movie Catch the Bus with your dad starring as a wannabe sportscaster and everything. How big of a sports fan is your dad?
Well, my dad's a huge sports fan. Yeah, he really is. He just he's gonna, so he actually shares my my accounts. I pay for all the Disney and Netflix, everything. My dad shares it. So he's about to get very happy soon, because now that Disney merged with Hulu and ESPN, I'm going to get ESPN for research, right?
Nice.
My feature. So he's going to have a nice ESPN, because he loves it. He loves sports. So he's going to be nice and happy being for the next few months while I research stuff. So
it certainly is. And especially during the time of taping, upcoming Super Bowl and everything. In about a few months, you also got the playoffs. Who knows if the Lakers and maybe the Clippers. Of course, you got the Kings in hockey and baseball too. Oh my God, it's coming up. I think around a couple of months. Holy cow.
Yeah. The baseball is the one that I'm going to be mostly focused on, because it's kind of the theme of James in himself the backstory is he was on the, professional baseball team in minors, and then his son was, and then there's a whole history there. So, yeah, it's good. It's a stretch for me, but I think with every screenplay I write, you have to do the research. You have to like kind of dive in. And so for me, even if you saw the film, you see he has to do the whole sports anchor, like all the jargon and stuff. And that was for me the hardest part. And funny enough, my editor caught one detail that was incorrect, and it was funny because nobody else is going to notice this, but he had watched it so many times, obviously editing it. He was like, "Oh, by the way, did you know this?" And I was like, "Oh, there's always that one little detail that's a little off," and I missed it. It was in the volleyball score because
oh yeah, I mean they went for the kill on that one, but that got spiked pretty much. So
something like that, yeah, messed up, but yeah, it's all good. No one else can know, so.
Oh yeah, I mean you're here for the action. That's about it. And of course, you got a brand new one called W.I.L.S.D.M. We're gonna find out what does that stand for. We'll find out in a minute with the film director Chloe Owens. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's Missing. We'll be back with film director Chloe Owens after this time.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the multi-talented Chloe Owens of Catch the Bus and a brand new movie called W.I.L.S.D.M. here on the Mike Wagner Show. And this new film is breaking down the stereotypes. Basically, all women that need a man in their life to satisfy physically. And tell us more about the film. And I'm going to ask you one more time, what does W.I.L.S.D.M. stand for?
W.I.L.S.D.M. That's how you pronounce the
W.I.L.S.D.M. Okay, all right. Well, I should have known that by now because I was just going to say that who likes licking sudsy dog's mom or something. It's like, I got that right. Was it correct on that one?
Absolutely. It's an acronym.
Or was I off by a few inches or so?
Yeah, it is an acronym that you find out in the film. And I tend not to. I've instructed my cast and producers, like, guys, we do not give the title away, but yeah, it's pronounced. Everyone spells it. We've won a few awards recently, and everyone spells it out.
I think spelling it out seems a lot better. It's just like the man from U.N.C.L.E. back in the day, because U.N.C.L.E. It's like, it can be interpreted different ways, but that's still a memorable show.
Yeah, absolutely. When we were, I refer to it as W.I.L.S.D.M. and like W.I.L.S.D.M. And it's you find out right away what the title means, but it's more than that. And it's as far as it's Mia's the main character, and she's advocating for the little guy in the bedroom. Like that is basically what this film about. It's about women's bodies, it's about men's bodies, it's about enjoying it's about it's a different perspective than the mainstream perspective we always hear, right? And that is what I was going for. I wanted to talk about something that isn't necessarily discussed openly, and at the same time what you chat about with your girlfriend, and how and I've had so much good reaction, positive reactions to it, because it's done in such a fun, entertaining way, creatively and stuff. We kind of dived into the idea of it was for me also to create like a stylistic, I was inspired by Euphoria. I wanted to make these colors like really vivid and just a really fun, unique, visually entertaining, funny film, that talked about like an R-rated subject, and did it in such a creative way that you didn't feel like, well, you didn't feel stressed about it, right? And so that was hopefully the goal. We've played a few times. We just opened up at La Femme in October, and then we ended up cutting about 6 minutes. So
Oh, wow.
initially the film was 26 minutes. The film you saw, like, we have a director's cut. You saw my director's cut, which is 23, which has like the extended credit sequence, which is what we'll release eventually online when that time comes, probably not for a year. Right now, as we're on the festival circuit, we're just we have a version. So I sliced it down by 6 minutes to 19 minutes and 45 seconds, which is just under the 20-minute mark, which is the mark, if any filmmakers are out there, is the mark you need to hit under. I have since learned, it's just one of those things. The sweet spot for festivals is, 10 to 15 minutes, just for advice for any filmmakers who might be listening. Which, and that's because, and I've talked to a number of programmers, and it's because there's so many people trying to get into the film festival that if you have like a 25-minute film, you kick out two, three other films. So he sliced it down to under 20, and right away we got accepted into Culver City Film Festival.
Wow,
and we got
nice.
Hollywood Boulevard Film Festival, and it was really exciting. We won, and this was in December, so like we just December 2020. I'm not sure when this is going to come out, but this is fairly recent. It's not even it was about a few weeks ago, about a month ago, where we got into the Culver City Film Festival, and then we won Best Production Design, and like
Nice.
that was like such a huge moment for me, because I had actually tried to get production designers to come on board and help me with this film, and it was an ambitious film, like, just so to do it, and everyone like just kind of gave me advice and just was like, you can't do this right now. I can't do this. So I had to take on production design, which was like my first, I'm a writer, I'm director, I'm producing, now I'm production designer. And so, my DP helped me quite a bit there. Like, we talked about depth and like just figuring out, he was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to make this look like this. And he kind of gave me some advice, and then I had to like figure it out from there. Like, fortunately, a lot of the scenes, like the bathroom scene and the bedroom scene, we ended up shooting at my old apartment. So I had time to like decorate it like for like, weeks, and play around with stuff and make it really pop and shine. And I'm really proud of myself for like, because I mentioned the Batman earlier. That was I was like, I want it to look like, actually, how could I forget? How can I forget? If you actually see our poster, it says Hell Here. That is literally from one of my favorite films of all time, Batman Returns by Tim Burton.
Oh, yes. You're giving like that Batman feel, Gotham City, that type. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted the lighting to really kind of have that like dark, sultry look when she's like in pain on the toilet. And
well, I'm sure somebody gives a crap on that one. So
yeah, there we go. So, but yeah, so that was one of the things. So we won Best Production Design because I kind of really sank my teeth into it. And then I was really feeling proud. And the same week and festivals are exhausting. The same week we had another festival at Hollywood Boulevard Film Festival.
Wow.
Which we were nominated for Best Comedy, and we won Best Comedy. And so that was like all in the same week of December, second to last week of December. And then we're like, oh, this is going to be it, and then on December 19th or December 20th, we found out we won. They were releasing we won, which we got presented our first award in January. Best short film. So by California's Women's Film Festival. And that had to be one of the biggest, best trophies we ever received. And so it was actually the same day as, the Golden Globes. Yeah, it was the same day as
Golden
the
Globes.
And we came out with our me and my producer went out to eat afterward. We were holding the award, and people were like, "Is that a Golden Globe?" And I was like,
Wishful thinking, guys. Wishful thinking. Now buy us dinner, thank you, or buy us drinks.
I here's to it coming true in the near future. That's how I look at it. But yeah, it was a good moment because it just it was a really heavy award. And I was like, is that what it feels like on stage for, So we had a nice streak there. I'm sure, hopefully we're just still getting started to screening and stuff. And I plan to also use this film same as Catch the Bus as a proof of concept to kind of pitch a larger feature film. So after I'm finished writing Catch the Bus, I'm going to start writing this a feature film based off of W.I.L.S.D.M as well. And just really proud of our cast. They are incredible in it. I have two producers who really kicked butt with me, America and Sarah. Shout out to you both. You ladies really rock. Praveen just did an amazing job in the role, and her supporting cast, Victor, and everyone else. Sorry, I'm just kind of I'm really proud of you guys. So I haven't seen them since our opening, unfortunately. It's one of those things where it's just so much happening kind of fast. But yeah, it's a good experience, and we'll see. I mean, I have quite a few goals with this. We're going to get our website up pretty soon, and we'll see how it comes together.
And speaking of the website, what is your website, and what currently are you running a website, and where can we find your films and works at?
So my websites are coming up, so they're not ready for you, unfortunately, right now. I think it will be WILSDM.com with no periods, so it'll just be WILSDM. That's coming up soon. We'll probably have that one up in a few weeks, actually. They can always find me on Instagram. We're actually on Instagram for WILSDM, same acronym. And my own website will be coming up as well, along with Catch the Buses. So I'm pretty much going to get 3 up in the next few months. Actually, America, my producer, is going to be putting those together. God bless her. And then we'll get those up pretty soon. And you can find me on Twitter. I'm Chloe Rose, is it? Oh, Lord. Chloe S. Rose. Actually, that's my Twitter handle, Chloe S. Rose. But really, Instagram on W.I.L.S.D.M, I'm proactive on that right now. And that's if you want to actually come to a screening, that's where I announce it right now, where we're screening at, and yeah, all that good stuff.
All right, we'll certainly check those out. Once again, with film director Chloe Owens of Catch the Bus and why I like some dogs, Mom. I'm kidding. W.I.L.S.D.M here on the Mike Wagner Show. I was trying to take another guess, but still off a few inches on that one. And just a few more things. Chloe, what else can we expect in 2024 and beyond?
Ooh, 2024 and beyond. It's a great one. Well, I hope to have my first feature film done. That is really top of my list. I am applying to a number of fellowships right now, workshops to try and get into, raise my own, get myself out there, get some more mentorship, get some more connections made, both as a writer and director. And so you'll definitely see me on the festival circuit. And I have another film I may start shooting. I only have one short in my head that I want to start shooting, which is based on, I already have the screenplay written. So that would be a proof of concept, but that's a big budget one. So hopefully you'll see me on the festival circuit. You'll see my film soon, and more to come.
And certainly looking forward to as well, Chloe. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, I'm gonna go with my mom. I'm gonna go with my mom on that. Yeah, just my mom really, really stoked my imagination growing up. And she just really, when I woke up every morning, she would sing, from Singing in the Rain, good morning to me. And like that's the kind of just my parents, both of them, embarrassed the crap out of me singing everywhere we went. Like we'd be in a grocery store and they'd break out into show tunes and I would just hang my head. And it would just feel like, oh God, but they really, my mom
Again.
Exactly. Not
But
again.
you feel like embarrassed goes, we still love you anyway. So
yeah. But she really instilled me being very independent and just always, focused and to believe I could do anything. And so I appreciate her probably installing that into me. It's stuck.
And certainly a great job at it as well. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Oh, just to believe in yourself when I guess like to a writer and director I'll speak to specifically, or anyone can take what they want from this, but especially in this town, Hollywood, or in New York or wherever, there's going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to not believe or try and pull you down before you've actually even gotten your dream going, And so you have to have the ability to see what others don't see in you yet, and just once you put that first thing down, that second thing down, people start believing in you, but you got to believe in yourself first. And you have to have the courage to continue to go forward when it's just you doing it yourself. And, my advice is just to watch how you tell people your dreams, trust yourself, keep it to yourself, work hard, stay focused. And just understand that there's a lot of different doors and opportunities and pathways out there. Don't get down too long, because sometimes you get hit down and you want to just stay down and it's easier. But pull yourself back up and just believe in yourself and keep going. And particularly for creatives, it's hard out there. It's hard because you're sensitive to the world around you, and you just got to trust that process, trust to create the creative process, to put yourself into that, and trust everything else will work out.
And that's certainly great advice. I never thought about it. That's very original, very unique. Once again, with film director Chloe Owens of Catch the Bus and the upcoming W.I.L.S.D.M or WILSDM here on the Mike Wagner Show. Chloe, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. Once again, website. How do people contact you? Where can people check out your works and your social media handles?
Again,
yes.
Well, Chloe S. Rose is my Twitter. WILSDM.com will be available in the next, I'd say 5-6 weeks. So probably in February. And you can find WILSDM on Instagram.
All right. Well, certainly check that out. Once again, Chloe, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. Wish you all the best. And Chloe, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you having me here.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen-Zia of Missing. And powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms. And of course on the MikeWagnerShow.com, HamiltonRadio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Thanks for listening.